All right, so I've been having a lot of people ask me a bunch of very, you know, entry level questions to Warzone, and I thought if this many people are still asking questions about entry level stuff to Warzone, how can I go through and actually help people who might be new to Warzone, or maybe they've been gone for a really long time and need a refresher? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of go through the basics of building a loadout, and from there we can kind of go into further details based on like comments and questions and things that you all might ask. And so here's how it's going to work. I'm going to start off with making a loadout here. I'm going to have everything unlocked. Generally, if you are brand new to the game, you're not going to have everything unlocked. You're going to basically try to aspire to get to the point where you have your levels in your guns. I'm going to be using just Vanguard weapons, so that way if you're brand new to the game and all you have access to is the Vanguard guns, you'll have something here. Now, initially, everybody's going to start with their weapons, but honestly, your weapons are not your biggest concern to start with. It's going to be your perks. Your perks in this game are going to be extremely important, which is why so many people jump for their loadout. I know everybody loves their loadout because they want their own weapon and they want to have it built the way they want it, but winning a round on Warzone, or at least having the most advantages in a fight in Warzone, starts with your perks, which I would argue is still the most important part of any loadout, is the perks that you utilize. So I'm going to go through the perks here a little bit. I'm going to have you look at them, and then we're going to talk about why you select certain ones and what you would select them for, and when you wouldn't select them. And I imagine it's going to help out quite a few of you. Double time increases tactical sprint speed by double, and increases your crouch move speed by 30%. This is for you super aggressive players, or if you like to crouch walk everywhere. Great choice. If you are dying to too much incendiary rounds, this is your perk of choice. Incendiary rounds are reduced significantly by rocking EOD. Grenades do less, C4 does less, Thermite does less, Simtex, everything. Fire rounds, great. Scavenger, pretty much useless. Every fight that you're going to get into is going to be, you know, if you win, they're going to have ammo. If you lose, you don't need ammo anymore. Scavenger is pretty much useless in Warzone. Never really try to grab that one. Cold-blooded. This is going to be the one that gets you out of the way of High Alert, which is a really good perk in perk 2. We'll go over a little bit more of that when we get to that section. And Combat Scout, another one that's in perk 3, which is another good one. Cold-blooded also prevents you from being seen by thermals. If you are the kind of person that kind of likes to play a little bit more tactically, a little bit slower, or you're just tired of being picked out in the middle of the field by thermals, Cold-blooded is your answer. Kill chain. Not very great. This one is a luck of the draw one. Honestly, if you're running kill chain and you're still hoping to get a better chance of kill streaks in a supply box, you're probably wasting a perk slot. Not very useful. Quick fix. Now, this one used to be worth something, but now so many different weapon choices in Warzone come with the perk, and it's what's it called? It's a perk that's on a lot of the SMGs, but basically what ends up happening is it does exactly what this does. Quick fix immediately starts regenerating your health whenever you're capturing an objective or holding an objective, which doesn't matter to you, or whenever you down or kill a player. We're going to go over to perk section 2. Perk section 2, we've got restock, probably one of arguably the most overpowered perks that you can end up with. Restock recharges all of your equipment you see in 50 seconds. That's your tacticals and your lethals. Extremely helpful for those aggressive players or somebody who really, really likes to have tacticals on hand. Hardline, pretty much useless. Pretty much 25% off kiosk prices. Tempered is a brand new one that was dropped into Warzone last season, and it gives you the ability to basically have full armor with 2 plates. You see your armor box or your armor section goes from blue with 3 to gold with 2. This is extremely useful for people who are aggressive because it allows you to replate and get back into the fight a lot faster. It also saves you on your economy. So basically you have to spend less money on plates. You need less plates to be full. Overall, super solid. Now, this is the premier first perk for almost anybody that's trying to build a well-balanced class, which is the one we're going to start with for our build, and then I'll explain why you change it afterwards. Overkill allows you to carry 2 primaries. So before the 2 primaries, you are stuck with one of your primary weapons. You'll see assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns, LMGs. We're going to avoid tactical rifles. Those are only available in Cold War and Modern Warfare. Marksman rifles, sniper rifles, and then a riot shield or combat shield if you are playing the Vanguard. So, and then you're stuck in your secondaries with handguns, launchers, and melee. which is why a lot of people run Overkill for your first perk set. With that being said, after you get your first perk set, you can grab a second loadout, keep your guns, and run a second perk set. So how you build your loadouts is going to be very important, because you'll need to know if you're going to run Overkill and grab a second box, Overkill and not care about a second box, or if you're running only one loadout, in which case you're just going to scavenge for your second favorite weapon. We'll keep on going down. High Alert. High Alert is probably the best perk if you are looking to stay on your toes. If you're constantly on the move, always an aggressive player, out in fields, it'll say vision pulses when enemies outside of your view see you. Basically, it's only whenever people ADS at you. If they look in your direction, not as effective. But if they ADS at you, if they look at you through a scope or down the irons of their gun, it will trigger a yellow-orange warning on the outsides of your screen. And it's extremely useful because you know they're in that direction. Also, it got buffed last season to include footsteps from players using dead silence. So High Alert right now, one of the best in the list for what we're doing, which is trying to survive and win. Ghost. For those of you who like staying off UAVs, Ghost is, of course, one of the best in slots. But because of the way that Warzone works now inside of Caldera, there's a lot more money, there's a lot more fire sales, which means there's a lot more UAVs. As long as someone has called in 3 UAVs, they get what is considered an advanced UAV, and you are no longer off the radar even with Ghost. Whereas it used to be you would stay off the radar all the time. Now with Ghost losing most of its power, a lot of players are swapping over to High Alert and Restock for a lot of their answers. I have one more wonderful perk for you, though, that a lot of people aren't going to talk about. Wonderful people like J God had made videos about this before. I would recommend checking him out. He does have a lot of really nice videos. For those of you who are new, Point Man. Point Man is extremely nice if you are attempting to level up guns inside of Plunder. In Plunder, if you die, it's okay. You just keep coming back, right? Well, Point Man says all members of your team earn more money from completed missions, no effect on Warzone Rumble. This more money also assists you with more experience points. So running Point Man on a Plunder class will help your team level up your guns faster. Third one is where things start getting fun, because this is where you get to really start to be more unique on your builds. Combat Scout is one of the ones that a lot of people are going to run. Damaging an enemy briefly highlights them for you and marks them for the entire squad. So this basically gives you free wall hacks on anybody you shoot, and then it pings them for your squad so they know where they're running. Extremely useful. Tune-Up. Tune-Up allows you to reduce the time of field upgrades. Useless in this. But in Warzone, you can increase your revive time by 25%. If you are your team's medic, if you are notorious for trying to save every teammate you play with, Tune-Up is your perk. Amped, we got faster weapon swap and rocket launcher speed reload. So if you're a rocketeer, you're somebody who always runs RPGs and things like that, Amped is going to be your go-to. It also lets you swap weapons faster, which allows you to swap to your rocket and then fire it quicker. We've got things like shrapnel, spawn with an extra piece of lethal equipment. Basically, what you want it for is the second part, though. Explosive damage delays enemy health regeneration. It's basically like the frangible thing for your weapon type, but instead, this allows it on every explosive you throw. Battle hardened, those of you who hate flashes, stuns, and things of that effect, this is great. Snapshots got buffed in the last season, and they are actually really strong. Most people still don't use them. I don't know why, but the snapshots are really nice. This prevents those. Stuns, EMPs, you don't deal with EMPs, but stuns, flash, and gas effects, solid. Battle Harden is really good for those of you who hate getting basically stunned out of a corner. It reduces the incoming effect of it by 30%, I think is what it is. And from there, also stuns have already been nerfed this season anyways. Engineer, not as useful. There's not as many things that are laying on the ground as it used to be. Not as many claymores, not as many bouncing betties. A lot less to hack. I would say probably ignore Engineer for now. Tracker, super fun for those of you who like to hunt down your targets. They leave footprints behind. You'll see when people are going through an area, have been through an area recently, or you'll see the people you're chasing. I'm going to tell you probably your 3 best in the list right now, though, is you're looking at Amped, Combat Scout, and Tracker. These are really going to be the 3 that you're going to be looking at. So we're going through the list. We're looking at EOD and Cold-Blooded, Overkill, High Alert, and Restock. Amped, Combat Scout, and Tracker. Now we're going to work into our way of our lethals. Lethals, frag grenades got a good buff. They do a maximum of 225 right now if you catch them with it, but you have to catch them with it. Molotovs are really nice, but if people are running EODs, less effective. C4, great if you hate getting dove by vehicles. Claymores and your proxy mines, both of which have got a slight buff. They do more damage now, but they are basically area of denial. If you are the person who likes to snipe and stay back and play a little bit safer, proxy mines and claymores are great for you. Claymores are more effective, but proxy mines will get vehicles. So if you're worried about being dove by a vehicle, proxy mine. If you're worried about getting snuck up by a player, claymore. I recommend Simtex realistically if you're going to be running against anything. Simtex sticks to players, downs them instantly. Large explosive area, super effective. Inside the tactical area, everybody has probably seen this before, but if not, we'll go over it anyways. Flash grenades are far more effective than stuns nowadays, as being unable to see and hear means it's probably death for the person in it. Also, the flash effect lasts longer than the stun effect now, so unless you can get on top of them, the stuns are no longer as good as they were. Smokes are useful for clearing areas, but let's be honest, most people are not going to use smokes as they're not going to have the effect that you want unless you're running infrared scopes. Infrared scopes plus smoke and the restock perk, and now you've got yourself a sneaky way of taking out enemies that can't see you. Snapshot grenades, like I was saying before, super strong now. They've become buffed. They target people through buildings, a pretty large radius. You'll see a glowing red outline of them. Really easy to find people. You'll know if people are inside the building. Heartbeat sensors, aka the baby monitor. Super useful in finding people. It did get nerfed this season. It is down to 6 seconds for every scan instead of 3. This is useful for chasing out non-ghosted players. Stims are the most effective thing in the game right now. It doesn't just heal you. It now also makes you run faster. And it also refreshes your attack sprint. So literally this item right here is the most effective aggressive item in the game. And if you don't pick it, you're probably missing out. Decoy grenades are okay. Gas grenades are annoying. They only work for a few seconds and then the player gets to go back as they were. I would recommend only running gas if you found it on the ground. Don't ever put it in a loadout. So we're going to be running what you'll see right here, C4 and Stim. Now let's get started on building our classes. Most everybody wants to know all the time from me, what is the best sniper? We're going to be working on Vanguard. I'm going to start off by telling you I personally love the 3-line. The 3-line rifle, when it first came out, was extremely slow. They did buff it slightly, so its ADS speed is nice. I'm going to build you a super effective mid to long range and even close quarter range. This is going to be probably one of the best all-around snipers to begin with. It is the 3-line. We're going to go with the Mercury silencer because we're only losing damage range, but we're doing a sniper. So if we land headshots, that doesn't matter. It gives me sound suppression. We're going to go off to the 514. This one's going to be really easy to build also because it's going to be available with a lot of the early level stuff to build. The Empress 514 lets me ADS faster, move faster, sprint faster, and the only thing I lose is I don't pin as much through the wall and aiming stability. We're not as concerned about that because we ADS fast. We're going to leave the base scope because it has one of the cleanest scopes in the game. We're going to use the Zach Custom MZ. What you'll see right here, hip fire accuracy. If I'm hip firing a sniper rifle, I've already lost. Accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. If I'm trying to fire this thing fast, I've probably already lost. Movement speed. I'm trying to hit them with sniper rifle. I'm probably not running that far. Perfect. Initial firing recoil. Perfect. Recoil recovery. Perfect. And that gives me ADS speed and walking movement speed. Everything that you want for a sniper rifle. The only thing that you're going to have a hard time is this Mark 5 skeletal down here. This one's a little bit further down. This is your ADS speed. You can run the Strife until you get there. But Mark skeletal. I'm going to run the 30-06. This right here gives me bullet velocity and range, damage, bullet pin, and reload quickness. Stuff like this is just amazing. But honestly, you can run the 5-round 7.62. No issues. Lengthened. It's probably the strongest perk that you have in the game. This is the most annoying thing right now about sniper rifles on Vanguard, is the most effective ammunition type is the last. Always. I think you have to get to level 62 to get this. It's going to be irritating. I believe in you. You can do it. Leather grip. This is going to give me ADS speed and aiming stability. Again, super useful for a sniper rifle. Awareness. Sprint to fire speed. This is just going to mean that you can ADS and fire faster after sprinting. Super useful. You can also run Shrouded. Shrouded, once you get all the way down here, this gives you scope glint concealment, which means with this big ass scope on the top, you can ADS and people won't be able to see you doing as easily. Perfect. Fully loaded. Really nice. This is what you'll want by the time you get there. Otherwise, until then, you can use deep breath. This right here gives you the ability to hold your breath longer. Make those shots count. Make it work. Okay, so we have a Mosin. I'm going to make it pretty because I can. We're going to put a bunch of diamonds on it because diamonds are a girl's best friend or something. That's what they say on the internet. Okay, second thing. So right now we have to look at our options. We have a sniper rifle. What does the sniper rifle need? It needs sniper support. A lot of the SMGs in Vanguard right now are actually really solid. I would recommend almost every one of them. When it comes to the ARs, not as much. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this like the idea that we might want to be both stay back and fire with a sniper and also be aggressive with SMGs. So we're going to go down here and we're going to grab an aggressive SMG choice. Right now, one of the best on the market is the PPSH-41. PPSH-41. So we're going to go ahead and grab that thing. This one right here, this one has so many builds. This gun is extremely versatile. So being able to build this in a lot of different ways means you can build it for what you want. I am going to be building it for what kind of fun I like to have, which is a hip fire build. So we're going to start off with an oil can silencer, suppression, accuracy, ADS speed. So negative ADS speed doesn't matter because we're hip firing it. We're going to go down here to the Kovalevskaya 2030 or 230 millimeter. Hip fire accuracy, recoil recovery, and fire rate. Perfect. We don't need an optic. You can throw one on there if you want, but we're hip firing this thing. Stock. Remove stock. Hip fire accuracy, movement speed, sprint to fire speed. Perfect. We're going to look at underbarrel. Recoil control and hip fire accuracy. This will be the one you'll be able to get first. It'll be perfect. I'm going to take this one down here, the steady, because it's just hip fire accuracy with no negative. Magazine. The first one literally gives you recoil control and accuracy, fire rate, and magazine capacity, and 71 rounds. Like, why would I not take that? So we're taking it. Ammunition. Well, incendiary. Nothing like lighting them on fire, right? Our grip. Recoil control, hip fire accuracy, pine tar. Again, we're looking for everything that helps us. Look, recoil control and accuracy. Tight grip. We're looking over here. We're going to go quick because we want to run in with the SMG. So just start looking at these perks. Look and really think about what you want to build and what you would like to see out of the gun. And that's how you're going to start trying to build your gun builds. So say you wanted to take a PPSH, but you wanted to be able to hit mid-range with it now, right? Start looking at some of the positives and negatives. Like right now, you see bullet velocity and range, accuracy, recoil control, and accuracy. Cool. Reduces hip fire accuracy. Doesn't matter because you're trying to hit mid-range. Movement speed. Doesn't matter because you're trying to hit mid-range. Let's go with this. We look at these again, you know, like it says recoil control. No cons. Accuracy. No cons. Look at those kind of things. This one's accuracy and damage range. Reduces sprint to fire speed and hip fire accuracy. So honestly, this one, because it gives us accuracy and damage range, is the one we're looking at for a long range version of this PPSH. We're going to grab just a slate reflector. It's just a really clean sight, and it'll give us good vision all the way up to mid-range. Look, again, we're going through here. We're looking, let's see, initial fire and recoil, but you see accuracy and recoil during sustained fire is weaker. So we wouldn't want that for a long range one. Hip fire again, recoil control, flinch resistance, accuracy, recoil recovery. Look, this one though has accuracy and recoil control during sustained fire, but initial firing recoil. So this is going to make it harder to land the first shot. This will make it able to hit shots after firing for a long time. But this one right here has everything we need. So we go with the Empress Custom. Again, you start going through here again. You're like recoil control, hip fire accuracy. Okay, that's solid, but what if we keep going? What if we keep going? And then we look through and we realize pretty much the only thing we want is this. Recoil control and accuracy. So we're looking at that. Now with this, recoil control and accuracy, do we have anything else that does that? No. So now we still have the Nambu available for us. But if we look at things like incendiary, if we start looking at some of these like subsonic, ruins bullet velocity, incendiary, bullet velocity and damage range, hollow point, damage range, frangible, nothing. FMG, nothing. Lengthened, nothing. So let's look at our options. Are we going to be trying to hit people through walls with this gun? No, it's an SMG. So that gets rid of FMJ, subsonic, incendiary, hollow point, at least frangible, so inflicting wounding effect, and hitting enemy legs slows movement. What would happen if we were trying to hit somebody with a really fast SMG from range? There's a good chance we might clip a leg, right? So frangible, super useful. Lengthen, super useful. This is where you're looking at things based on what you think you might need. If you're really good about landing chest shots, frangible is not going to matter. Why? Because you're not going to be hitting legs, right? But imagine you need a little bit of help on, you know, landing long distance shots. Well, now you've got lengthened, increasing the bullet velocity, which means you will no longer have to worry on if the bullet, you're not going to lead them as much. So this is your choice to try to land long distance shots. Again, Pine Tar, recoil and hip fire accuracy. Well, we're no longer trying to hip fire. What do we need instead? Recoil recovery, initial firing recoil? Nope, that's for single shot. ADS and aiming stability? No, we're looking for more recoil control. Then we get down here to rubber grip, just recoil control. That's great. Let's keep looking though. Aiming stability, walking steadiness? No. ADS speed, but this reduces accuracy, so definitely not this. This one reduces sprint to fire speed, aim down sight, but it gives us walking accuracy, movement speed, accuracy, ADS moving speed, horizontal recoil. This one would be good for a slight closer range one, but it might not be what we're looking for. Let's just keep going. Hatched, accuracy, horizontal recoil control. Now we're looking at something here, because this not only increases how accurate the gun is, but it also reduces the side-to-side recoil. So it doesn't matter if you're on controller or on PC, horizontal recoil control is the hardest recoil to compensate for. Building something with horizontal recoil control is going to help you significantly compared to just recoil control. Let's look here. Polymer grip, accuracy and recoil during sustained fire, flinch resistance. Well, we think we found one. So now we have two options. We can reduce horizontal recoil if you're having a hard time with the left and right, or you can increase accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. So if the gun you're trying to use is easy to control when you first shoot, hit the accuracy and recoil sustained fire. If it's hard to shoot at the beginning, but it evens out, horizontal recoil control and accuracy. We're gonna go with polymer though, to give us a little bit more control here. Again, accuracy and control during sustained fire here with tight grip. We don't need steady, we don't need movement speed. Reload, maybe not. This is the same as frangible, so we don't need that. Nerves of steel, accuracy and recoil while injured or suppressed. So this right here would be helpful if we were in close quarter fights, but we're trying to hit mid-range fights. So accuracy and control. Fleet, are we trying to dive in? Nope, mid-range fights, tight grip it is. Same through this list. This one stays the same for a lot of guns. The only thing that really changes out is this quick right here for SMGs versus ARs and things like that. So we're not trying to run in anymore. We're going to be just dumping bullets, right? Fully loaded. One of the other options is as you're leveling the guns, surplus gives you extra kill XP. Super useful if you're trying to level a gun. As soon as you get to surplus, throw it on, keep running it until you get what you want. But we're gonna go fully loaded. Okay, so what we have here now is a balanced class of a sniper rifle and a sniper support SMG. What we've done is I've kind of gone through and kind of showed you how to build these classes. Obviously, feel free to take either one of these if you like. Use it. Let me know how you like it. Tell me if you can make a better one. That would be really cool to see. You can leave me some comments down below if there's guns that you'd like to see built, or me explain about why I build them ways I do. All sorts of different things. I'm happy to help go over them. But this was my kind of first tutorial on welcoming you to the Vanguard and Vanguard Call of Duty Warzone and the weapons and how to build a class. And I'd love to go through more things like this with you. If y'all have anything else you'd like to see from me, I'd be happy to help. Leave a comment, leave a question, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you'd like. It would be an honor to have you. We stream 7 days a week at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, doing all this live. And we stream every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with our members. If you're a Pyromaniac or higher on our members, you can actually join me for some games on Rebirth Island. We have a good time. We go for some good wins, and I can help you through any of your questions you have on there as well while we're doing it. But thank you all so much for checking out. I will see you on the next one. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace.